Okay, so this is the second in 3 videos on the health and lifestyle topic. So the first video focused on diet tests, and how to have a healthy diet, and why we need them. This video is going to focus in on digestion. Okay, so what is digestion? So digestion is how we break down our food. Okay, so if you think about having a huge hamburger, how is that huge hamburger going to get into all of our body cells? So it's how we break down our food from large, complex compounds into smaller compounds. And they need to be really small so that they can get into our cells. So they can do all the fabulous things that they do. Okay, so where does digestion start? So digestion starts, here we go. Digestion starts here in the mouth. Okay, so digestion starts in the mouth. So in the mouth we have enzymes and saliva. Okay, so we've got saliva in our mouth that's going to start breaking down the food. We're going to chew our food as well. So we've got physical digestion where we're breaking it down by chewing it, and we've got chemical digestion because we've got enzymes in our saliva called amylase. Okay, and that's an enzyme, and we're going to talk about that in a minute a bit more. And then it goes down a tube into our stomach. Okay, so the tube is called the esophagus. Okay, and it goes down into our stomach. And inside our stomach there is acid, and that is hydrochloric acid. Okay, so hydrochloric acid is there for 2 reasons. It kills bacteria on our food and drink, and it makes a really great environment for some more enzymes. So it's very acidic, making a great environment for our enzymes. Okay, and then once the food has really mixed there with the acid and the enzymes, now this can be for up to 5-6 hours depending on what kind of food it is, it will be then released into the small intestine. Okay, so the small intestine. So the small intestine is quite long. In fact, it's very long. The small intestine, and this is where there's lots more enzymes. Okay, and it's where all the food is absorbed into the blood. Okay, I'm going to change that word from food to nutrients. The nutrients absorbed into the blood. Okay, because it's now really broken down. So this is where it's really now small enough for the nutrients to get into the blood and be absorbed, to go around in the bloodstream to all the cells. Then after that, it will go into the large intestine. Okay, so the large intestine is where water is absorbed, and that goes back into our body to be recycled for use. It will then be stored at the rectum and you poo it out. Okay, so that's a little overview of digestion. The word that kept coming up there was enzymes. So we're going to just focus in a bit more on enzymes. So enzymes. What are enzymes? Enzymes break down food. Okay, they break down compounds. They're something called a catalyst. Okay, a catalyst speeds up a reaction. So they break down the food. So what happens is we've got lots and lots of types of enzymes, but the enzymes we're going to focus in on are things like amylase, which we met in the saliva. And amylase takes starch. Let's have a molecule of starch drawn in, which is a big compound. So So we've got starch here, big compound, and it breaks it down into the small compounds. These small little compounds called sugars. Okay, you've also got another one called protease. So protease takes down the big molecule of protein, it's all joined together, and it breaks it down into the small amino acids. So we have protein being broken down into amino acids, which are small enough to get into our cells. And our last one is lipase. So lipase takes fats and breaks them down into fatty acids and glycerol. Okay, so fats will get broken down into fatty acids and glycerol. And enzymes happen in 3 different places in the body. They are in the mouth, we've got the amylase in the saliva, we've got them in the stomach, and we've got them in the small intestine. And they all need different environments for them to work. But what enzymes do is they break down big molecules into much smaller molecules. And that is an overview of digestion.